Hey there, what's up? It's your girl Sandra Reviews 4, and I'm here to talk about something that I think is very underrated and not so many people talk about it. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the girls with a passion for fashion. I think by now you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, Bratz! So I think Bratz have been around for quite some time now, and I don't think they get the appreciation or recognition that they deserve. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm going to go through the controversial issues about, but still, I've got to give them credit for the things they've done and the person that they shaped, who is sitting right in front of you right now. So stay tuned to find out, maybe in a series of like 2 or 3 videos, maybe more, I don't know, it depends, on why I like Bratz and why I keep watching them even though I'm 25. So let's get with the basics. Let's start with a bit of background check on who are the Bratz. So the Bratz are dolls that were created in 2001 by Carter and they've been Mattel's opponent for quite some time. Yeah, Mattel is the one who created Barbie. And Bratz is formed out of 4 main characters. You've got your Yasmin, your Jade, your Chloe, and Sasha. Okay, it's not pronounced that way, but I just wanted to do that. Now, these 4 girls are known for their passion for fashion, and they're just like there through thick and thin. And we're gonna get to that in another video. But let's continue with the background check. Now, what I didn't know, and thanks to Zoe Vogue who pointed this out to me, and I did a bit of checkup so that at least I know my history. Turns out that Mattel and Brian were going to court a lot, and here's why. Mattel claimed that Brian stole the ideas, and because he did the ideas and the designs for Bratz while he was working at Mattel, that kind of illegally makes Bratz owned by Mattel. We all know that Bratz are the dolls with a big bubbly head in comparison to their slim-waisted body, but you will notice throughout the years that these dolls have changed, and that's because of all of these controversies and legal issues, which made Brian change the design for Bratz and make them different from Bratz, yet still Bratzy, and that has created a lot of controversy, especially for Bratz fans that have been following them since 2001 and grow up with them. And I kind of agree with them, because when I saw the latest designs, I'm like, are those the Bratz that I fell in love with? Nevertheless, I will not ignore or go past what has been created throughout those years and the legacy and the things that they have done. That's why follow the next video to see what are the themes and things that I loved about Bratz and that I still hold on to. Hey, what's up? It's part 2 of my Bratz series where I share and declare my love and appreciation for Bratz, and I'm doing this because I feel like Bratz are underrated and they're not getting the recognition that they deserve. So that's why I'm doing this, so at least I could put my love out to the world for them. Let's start. So Bratz started as a doll series, right? But because I didn't have a lot of access to boutiques or shops that sold these toys, I didn't get to have them growing up. However, I did manage to get one from my bestie when I was young, Jade. I wanted Jasmine, but I got Jade. Hey, not complaining though. Anywho, so we all know them as well as the girls with very strange features and facial features and very not so childish like asses and attributes, right? I mean, come on. The fashion they're wearing, the clothes, the things, the styles, I don't think they're targeted for little kids, but still, I appreciate that and I love it. I mean, and if we're gonna like get into that, I think Barbie also is kind of on the same shelf here, but we'll talk about that in another day. Anywho, so first things first, why did I fall in love with Bratz? And it's only when I started growing up that I realized the diversity that Bratz offered to the world and to little girls especially. Because yes, Barbie has been around since the 60s. Yeah. And Bratz was like recently introduced 2001, but when it was introduced there was diversity going on. I mean, sure, Barbie might have had African Americans, I don't know, but I feel like Bratz were very diverse and very versatile because they offered Jade, who looks kind of Asian-like. There's Chloe, who is blondish. So it's your typical Barbie, but not really, because she's put into a group and she's not the main character. You see what I mean here? The difference between Barbie and Bratz? She's not the main character. And then you've got Sasha, who's African American. And then you've got my homie, my beautiful, beautiful doll, Yasmin, who I identify as when I was growing up and still nowadays. Because Yasmin, first of all, had a Arabic Persian name, Yasmin, which means jasmine, obviously the flower, and it's Arabic, so in Tunisia we know this name. And it was, for me, finding out this name was, oh my god, they recognize us, they do know that we exist. And then there's the fact that she is Hispanic, I love Spanish. Then the fact that she had a similar skin tone to mine, not like Barbie, who was like extremely white. And yeah, you get what I'm going here, right? Because it offers so much diversity, and it told you that it's okay to be different and to be put into one group. Check out part 3, where I talk about the diversity while also being one. Hey, back again, talking about Bratz and why I love them and why I think people should appreciate them more. So I've already spoken about their origins, their diversity. Now let's talk about another theme which is very important, which is friendship. I mean, come on. The friendship bond between these girls is unbelievable. I mean, sure, it's a bit surrealistic, it's a bit over the top, but hey, it sends a positive message to teenagers and teens and kids. I mean, no matter how messy or how things go, they always find that one common point, and they always find their ground where they should like stand together, and they wouldn't let an intruder or an outsider come between them in the middle. Sure, for a second, yeah, but then they'll come over that and they'll come back. And I think that sends a positive message, and I think it's a precursor for we're standing here for each other. I mean, because usually when somebody comes in new, especially if it's like in a group of women, because they're all 4 girls, 4 women, so it kind of creates that kind of toxic where, yo, did you see her? Did you see what she did? Oh God, you know. But here in Bratz, it's like, sure, that happens, but then boom, overcome it. So I think the friendship point here is amazing. Also, why do I love Bratz? Because they have made me love fashion, even though I know I'll never step to their level of stylish designs and stylish fashion, but I just love fashion just because I see them like wearing that and claiming it. And coming from small kids, like teenagers, I mean, they're 16, 14, it makes you like, it sends a very empowering message, is that you could do whatever you want, and you could do that. You could follow your passion and do whatever you want, no matter the age you are. But not only that, the beautiful thing about, and this is relating to friendship, is that each one of the Bratz dolls follow their own passions, their own themes, but they come together in their love for fashion, and they're united for their Bratz magazine, which is awesome, because it just shows that from a young age to people or to kids, that you could have your own interests, you could have your own things to follow, but you can still also find a group that will embrace and accept that, and it's okay. That's life. That's how it's supposed to be. So I think these messages are beautiful in Bratz, and I think that's why people should watch and follow Bratz more and give them more credit. Okay. I think this is the last part. I'm not gonna make this more boring or longer than it should be. In the last part of why people should recognize and appreciate Bratz more. I'm not telling you to love them. I mean, that's your own free will and that's your own freedom. But I'm telling you why you should at least think about why Bratz are interesting. You say Bratz, you say dolls, and hello, you're 25. And yeah, I've been ashamed of claiming or acknowledging the fact that I love dolls. So I think it's okay if you want to love dolls. It's alright. Especially if they have history, they have a story, and the productions are enough to say that you've got your Bratz movies, you've got the series, you've got the games, the cartoons, everything. It's awesome. It's its own brand, franchise. Oh my god. Alright. Calm down. Alright. So let me just go back to some of the things about productions and works that I think are a bit I think when I was young I didn't notice them so much. I did notice them, but I didn't like say them out loud. Now, most of the productions by Bratz are CGI. I think one that's stylen or something is cartoonish, animated, but all of them are CGI. And I think because we know CGI is kind of like difficult to make, kind of like Pixar or so, when you like you reuse the same characters over and over but different roles. It's kind of like actually being, when you watch Bratz, it's actually like each new episode is different. Even though the faces are the same, they're different characters, except for Bratz, of course, because they stay the same characters no matter what. But it's like you've got here, this guy is representing Simon Cowell, and then another time he's representing another character. Now this guy sometimes represents a criminal, then this the other time he represents a blind guy. So you see, in CGI it's kind of funny because you've got to really suspend your continuum of a story, which is funny, but I like it. I still love Bratz. Okay, and I think my favorite Bratz movie would be Fashion Pixies. I mean, when I was young and watching Fashion Pixies, still CGI, a bit slow, not everybody's favorite, I know, but it's a nostalgic thing for me, so I go past that. Anywho, Fashion Pixies for me was beautiful because I was introduced to the first gothic villains over there. The gothic villainy was there and I loved it and I died for it. So that's why I really love Fashion Pixies. But also don't forget that Bratz offer soundtracks, original created music. The soundtrack is like beautiful and banging. I mean, it's not just your, it's a girl thing. It's like beautiful, and if you play the video game, you'll hear it playing over and over until it's stuck in your brain. I hope I didn't like stay too long. I just think that Bratz should be appreciated more. I don't know, maybe because I live in Tunisia, people don't talk that much about Bratz. I don't know about America. I know that in America a lot of controversy happened because they were dolls meant for kids, but still they were like wearing bad clothes and not appropriate clothes. I wasn't there to see all of that, true. So I'm just talking here from a Tunisian who grew up watching and owning CDs from Bratz and just growing up with these values in my mind, loving fashion, loving friendship, and especially believing in my passions and my ability to achieve anything if I just put my heart into it, and gratification you get when especially it's shared by people that really support you and encourage you and believe in you as well. So yeah, go like Bratz.